you don't like the weather in Texas, wait 15 minutes.
It's that quick. Great. So, Senator, first just want to ask you about, I know you guys got the NDAA done. Talk to me about what are some of the things that you want to highlight that are going to benefit Texans?
Well, we obviously need to take care of our men and women in uniform. We have an all-volunteer military, which means we need to treat our folks in the service well in order to encourage recruitment, which means pay raise, but it's also quality of life for families. The saying goes that you recruit a service member, but you retain a family, and making sure they are supported. But obviously making sure we're prepared to deter aggression around the world. The United States is unique in that we have global responsibilities, even though we don't want to be the world's policeman. American leadership is indispensable. But one of the things I'm most proud of that we got in the bill was a bill pertaining to American investment in China, which is then used to develop the latest technology in quantum computing or advanced semiconductors or AI. Unfortunately, China has this civil military fusion law, which says if they develop something on the civil side, they have to share it with the People's Liberation Army and the Chinese Communist Party. And we previously had very little transparency into that as policymakers, so we can know what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. But we know China is our biggest challenge, certainly in the Indo-Pacific, and I think ultimately in terms of deterring them and maintaining world peace.
Perfect right there.
I know the Venezuela boat strikes are also part of this bill, forcing the sharing of that video. Talk to me about why you want to see that video, and do you believe Congress should be involved in future strikes?
Well, I think, the way things work around here is that if something's hidden, then conspiracy theories proliferate. And I think for me, these are justified strikes against known cartel members and drug runners that are transporting poison, really a weapon of mass destruction, which has taken tens of thousands of lives over the years, hundreds of thousands of American lives, cocaine, fentanyl, and the rest. So what we had been doing previously had not been working, and I am supportive of what President Trump is doing, because these people are trying to kill and are successfully killing Americans daily, and something needs to be done to stop them.
Okay. And so, but do you believe Congress should be involved in future decisions about these?
This is really I think it's good to have Congress informed, because then we can understand and help explain the policy. But it's up to the president what he wants to share. He and the administration basically controls what's classified and what's made public.
Okay. I also understand you have an update about the Mexico water treaty that you got. I know you were pushing to have them send more water to the U.S. and to Texas. What can you share that's changed there?
Well, Secretary Rollins, Secretary of Agriculture, and the Trump administration have done a good job engaging the Mexican government from withholding water that's so essential to particularly our ag producers in the Rio Grande Valley, and which has been used by Mexico to advantage its own agriculture over American farmers and ranchers. We have another opportunity to deal with that on the USMCA review, the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement, which we'll be taking up in January. Mexico has not been living up to its obligations. One of the things I would like to see is for there to be annual requirements, because what happens now is it's a 5-year treaty, they withhold it, and then toward the end, they release the water maybe at a time when we don't need it as much as we did previously. So there needs to be more dependable, regular release of the water from the, as a result of this treaty. But this has been a problem that's been around for a long time, but we need to act with firmness. And I'm glad Secretary Rollins and the Trump administration have taken this cause up, because it's very important to ag producers in the Rio Grande Valley.
Great. And then finally, I just wanted to ask you about the health care bill that came out of the House yesterday. Do you support it? And what do you think about the lack of the subsidies in that bill?
Well, we know that Obamacare has been a disaster, the Affordable Care Act, and the pouring more money into a broken system isn't going to fix it. And so, but our Democratic colleagues don't appear to be interested in any reforms, including capping subsidies for people who make over $500,000. We know, based on the General Accounting Office, that fraud is rampant in this system. Insurance companies basically getting paid for policies that are never used by the person who's insured. And we'll be conducting more and more investigations into that to see whether there's any potential for recouping that $35 billion that's been paid to insurance companies that have been next to no benefit to consumers. But we all believe that access to health care is important. But I think President Trump's right. Why are we sending the money to insurance companies when we could send it directly to the consumer? Because the insurance companies take 20% off the top for profit and administrative costs. And if we can put 100% in the pocket of consumers so they can buy the coverage that suits their needs the most, makes a lot of sense to me. But I worry that Democrats don't want to solve the problem. They want the political issue to be able to use during the midterm election. But I think the responsible thing is to try to sit down and work together on a bipartisan basis and come up with reforms that will improve access to health care.
But at the moment, folks will see larger rates next year. People are on Obamacare. So, I mean, are you going to be working on it in the new year, do you think, to potentially?
Well, I think, yeah, we'll be working on that as soon as the holidays are over when we come back. We've been doing a lot of work on it, but hopefully now people will get serious.
Great. Anything else, Senator?
Nope.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.